And here we go. Well, hey, how are you? Hey there, everyone.
Are
Ah,
we live?
we are live. We,
Okay, good to know.
of course, I've got to go ahead and take care of that on my end. But in the meantime and in between time, why don't you just check in with the good people?
Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to Seeing is Believing, another week in Funky Frames.
There
I'm
you go.
NOJ, and this is my co-host, Keija Gray of Openly Gray Lifestyle.
That's right. That's right. And it is such an amazing honor to be here tonight. I'm going to make sure that the public can see us, so it can make us public. There we go. We're public. And so the rest is, shall we say, we are off to the races.
Yes.
Off to the races. So, yeah, another week in Funky Frames.
How was
And
your
so,
weekend? I don't know if it's a holiday there south of the border. However, it was a holiday here yesterday. So I'm not sure, but how was your weekend?
so there are only two holidays between the US and Canada that aren't the same. Three. And
That
so
aren't the same or that
that
are
are
the
not
same?
the same. That are not the same. So the first would be the Memorial Day weekend and slash Victoria Day weekend. So Victoria Day weekend falls a weekend before Memorial Day weekend, which is in the US. So last weekend that we just had, that was Victoria Day weekend in Canada. And this coming weekend is Memorial Day weekend in the US. So those two we don't have the same.
So just help me out here then, because I know Victoria Day weekend is a celebration of Queen Victoria, who, let's be real, we really don't give two hoots and a holler about, but we give a hoot and a holler about having a day off. So it's nice to know that a colonizer can be good for something. What is Memorial Day?
Memorial Day is where we remember those people who gave their lives for this country. Yeah, so we remember them.
Yes.
It's different from Veterans Day, which is where we celebrate living veterans. Memorial Day is when we celebrate those ones who are no longer with us. So it's Memorial Day weekend. That's what the celebration is. The next holiday that we don't celebrate together is the July 1st versus July 4th weekend. So July
Right.
1st it used to be, they had the absolute unmitigated gall to call it Dominion Day. Like, it was called Dominion Day before it was called Canada Day,
Oh,
which is
you
what
mean
it's
like
called now.
in the 70s and stuff? Yeah,
The
Dominion
season's
Day,
different.
which
It's
I
called
guess
Dominion
is the
Day.
day that you celebrate the domination of
Right.
people. Yeah, it was really
Yeah. But we called it that for a long time, Dominion Day. So the 1st of July is Dominion Day or Canada Day in Canada. And the 4th of July is the Independence Day, where the US became independent from the British who were oppressing them. And then they set up this place, which is America, where everybody could be free and have their own rights and privileges, like rights to religious freedom and rights to not oppress others. And you see that
unless you weren't white, in which case you did not get any of that.
you basically had to be a rich white land holding slave owner to get any of the rights that were afforded us on the 4th of July.
And
So,
male. Don't forget you had to be male
yeah,
because I'm pretty sure that white women didn't get much of that either.
right. So that's the
Right.
second holiday which we don't share. And the third which we don't share is the Thanksgiving holiday. So our Thanksgiving in Canada is the first Monday in October, and the US Thanksgiving is the third Thursday in November.
Which is
And
weird. I mean, I no offense to anybody, but it just always seemed weird because it's just there's so many other things that happen around American Thanksgiving. Like there's so much football and so much shopping, which really was not a thing here when I was growing up in Canada, but now it is.
yeah, so those are the three holidays. So this coming weekend, what I like is that I get to eat turkey. I get to celebrate on both weekends. I actually went camping this last weekend, and I actually camped in what they call the Thumb region of Michigan. But it was, if I could have swam across the Lake Huron, which is the lake that we were on, I would have ended up right in like Kincardine area, like right on that lake on the Canadian side. So on the way to Manitoulin. So
So
yeah,
you're like double dipping in the holiday pool. That's what you're saying.
I get turkey all the like, I get 2 sets of turkey. I get, hey,
Hmm.
membership has its privileges, I
Have
guess.
you ever had tofurkey, which is vegetarian turkey?
Are you allowed to cuss like that on the show?
Oh, trust me, it really is cussing because it is awful. So, not that we're anywhere close
Sounds
to
like you said
Thanksgiving,
something like,
but
what?
I will warn you that if you want turkey, just eat the bird. Like, let's not even
I
play
mean, you're a
around.
vegetarian, so what do you eat for Thanksgiving and stuff like that?
We eat everything else around around the meat. Like, we can still have mashed potatoes and we can have really, really great stuffing. I love stuffing.
I
And
do
plus,
too.
A Caribbean-based Thanksgiving is not really like an American-based Thanksgiving. Like, we
No.
eat everything. Like, we eat it all. Like, we'll
I
have
mean, Americans,
macaroni pie and stew peas and all kinds of nice vegetables and pumpkin and callaloo and these things at Thanksgiving.
but I have to give it to African American culture, like in terms of that. Like, there are so many similarities between Southern African American culture, which has migrated to the North, and Caribbean culture. I
Mhm.
love, so what we have macaroni and cheese. Thank you, Brian. We have macaroni and cheese, but we have macaroni pie. There's sweet potato pie, and we have all this similar things. And what I love is if you go back far enough, you will know that all of our cultural things are impacted by our predecessors in Africa. Like, we
Yeah.
came with so much of that. So, when we're talking about celebrations, which tonight we're
Yes.
talking about celebrations. And can I tell you, like, this is always a crazy time of year for me because prom season, I mean, that is another way that we differentiate between prom season in Canada versus prom season here. Now, you had one of your little youngsters go off to prom this year. What was that like?
Well, I'll tell you, we are getting a little scope creep here in Canada, where the last few years I've been hearing about, things like promposals and prom send-offs, but generally we don't do anything like that. When I was growing up, prom was something that, yes, you got a nice dress, and maybe if you could be bothered, you might take a date, but mostly you just went with your girlfriends and everybody just had a funky good time. You might get a limo. Those were the things. Um, as you said, my daughter went to prom last Friday. Big up to Agincourt Collegiate. Uh, School in our community. I think it's the oldest high school in our in
Really?
Toronto, possibly, or in Scarborough for sure. Yeah, great school. So anyways, it was interesting to see the level of intensity that went into getting ready for this event. I mean, she had a friend, an older friend, who came over to do her makeup. Now keep in mind, before this she was like, oh mom, a couple weeks back she said, will you be able to help me with my eyelashes? I was like,
Eyelashes,
have we met? Like, have
right?
you ever seen your mother? Like, you're lucky I even got this lipstick on tonight. Far less helping anybody with their eyelashes. Like, that is not a thing for your mother. Like, if I help with her eyelashes, you have one eyelash up here and the other one will be on your elbow within 5 minutes of leaving this house. So we need to get somebody who knows what they're doing. So she did have a friend that came to help with the makeup, and big up to Angel. She did the whole thing. I
Oh, she
think it
looks
took about
gorgeous.
2 hours though, but she did the whole thing. It was an amazing transformation. Like,
It
these
was.
kids have skills.
I was like, new phone, who dis? That was what
Yeah,
I thought they were
these
like.
kids have skills. So, yeah, and she had a beautiful dress that she chose and paid for on her own. I love this girl.
Yeah, but
Very
you know what?
reasonable cost.
I heard the average prom dress runs anywhere between $300 to $500.
Really?
That's what. So today I was watching the Tamron Hall show earlier, and she had a mom on there whose daughter's prom cost $16,000. 16. I'll say it. I didn't say $16. I didn't say 1,600. 16,000. And there's a trend on TikTok now where these prom goers are breaking down the budget of what things cost. So they're
Wow.
itemizing it, so people can see. People say they're doing it because they want to be braggadocious. Others just say they're just kind of giving the cost of things. And so her, like, some of the things I remember, the dress was 1,500. Her shoes were another 1,200. Her vehicle, the car that they rented, was $4,000 to rent
Huh?
for one
Okay.
night.
I can't.
A hotel for her to get ready in was 1,200. She had, actually, my neighbor down the street, I think his son goes off to prom, and he's, you'd think it was cheaper if you were the guy part, because you just have to kind of show up and pick up the girl,
With a
but
nice suit.
with a nice suit. He says that he's shelled out $6,000.
I'm not.
He says the shoes, the suit was made in New York, the shoes, the car, there's all these things. And then he also has water and chips with his son's picture on them. So these are a lot of costs. Like, I don't know, that seems kind of weddingy. Like, it's
And
giving
even
wedding.
for a wedding, I'm like, let's try to be reasonable. I'm very proud of my daughter. She was like, she's trying to keep it under $60 for the dress because she said, "How many places am I gonna wear this dress?" Although I would tell you, there was one funny exchange that I remember a while back. Maybe some of our audience might think this is interesting too. I had a mom friend who reached out to our mom group to say, hey, like my son is going to prom with his date, and he asked me if I could give him money for a hotel room for after the prom so that,
Um,
things can
so that
happen
what?
because things can't happen at home. So he wanted his mother to pay for a room for things to happen in a hotel after prom.
Wait, what kind of things are going to be happening in a hotel?
You
Like,
know the
I am
things that are going
not.
to be happening.
Well, I
So
mean,
the
the only
questions
thing
for
in
the
the
mom
hotel
group
room is
was, should I
the
pay
bed.
for the room?
No, that's a big no for me. What do y'all think? If you're out here and you're listening, you're in the comments. Should we rent for prom? Should we be renting hotel rooms for
Yeah.
these
Would
folks?
you, because I think the alternative was, if not a hotel room, then that would require the use of the back seat of the car, and that just wouldn't be nice for the date in question. So, would you spring for a hotel room so that he could show his date a funky good time?
Show his day who? Okay.
A funky good
Show
time.
his day what?
Would
Brian says
Brian,
things.
would you pay for the hotel room?
Brian, are you paying? And I will say, Brian's about to be a grandfather again. And so, congratulations on that. When we're talking about celebrations, we just want to celebrate everything. But, yeah, are we paying for that or
Are we
not?
paying for that?
Yeah. So, something to think about. There, I don't know what it is. I think it's something about spring. Like right now, it's 80 degrees in Detroit, which is about 28 Celsius. It's
Thanks for
hot.
the conversion because I needed it.
Yeah, it's hot as nobody's business, and if it's May, so I know this week most men would
Would for their sons. I think
for
he
their
was saying most
sons.
men would for their sons. I guess maybe that means most moms wouldn't. I don't know.
Most men would for their sons.
Never for their daughters. No, men are not doing
Oh yeah,
nothing.
men aren't paying for a hotel room for their daughter. Like that's that double standard thing, right? That's that double standard thing. So yeah, and maybe I'm just getting. I don't. Well, we shared a mom. What do you think, mom? Like, what would WWSEJD?
What would Sadia do?
What would Sadia
Yeah.
do?
You know what? First of all, that conversation would not happen. I'm even afraid we're having the conversation now. She's in the ancestral realm. I'm still waiting for a shoe to come flying at my head because that conversation would not happen. It just would not.
No, it wouldn't.
And
It
it wouldn't
wouldn't.
even happen as a mother of several sons. It still is a conversation that if I can't imagine that it would happen, but if it did happen, I can tell you that my response would be if you can't afford the hotel room, you can't afford the thing that's going to happen in the hotel room.
Right.
Because a lot of things can happen in a hotel room and there could be a lot of outcomes, and you're clearly not prepared for any of them.
That's
So,
true.
yeah, no. No,
So Brian said never for their daughters, and he said, of course, it is a double standard. So
it's a double,
yeah,
double standard. But
double
yeah,
standard.
no hotel rooms for anybody on my dime.
My thing is just like the cost just seems exorbitant. Like that's like $16,000. Like at one point in Detroit, you could buy a whole entire house, maybe two of those for $16,000. Like it's a prom expense. I ain't telling people what to do with their money, like by no means, but it just seems that there are better ways to and to manage expectations, right? So I'm glad that your daughter and my niece was able to um, enjoy the prom at reasonable managed expectations.
Yes.
I'm trying to think. I think we didn't even call it prom back then. We used to have a banquet. It was a banquet dinner.
Well, it was, yeah, at our school, it was called a banquet. And I know schools had proms. Now we're going like back in time here in Toronto, but back in those days, in the faraway lands of the 1980s and 90s, there really wasn't a lot happening for Black students. Like you would go to a school and there would be a prom, but it wouldn't be a prom that met our needs, like even in terms of culture and music, the great hip hop Black cultural crossover had not happened yet, so if we were going to hear anything at our dance, it was going to be a lot of UB40s, red wine, and for calypso it would be hot hot hot, feeling hot hot hot, ole ole. That was about as good as we were going to get. Maybe one Michael Jackson song and one Lionel Richie song. So I want to shout out, I can't even believe I'm saying this, but I want to shout out Brother Noel, who was the founder of the Black Prom in Toronto, which was just a central event where Black students from any high school could buy a ticket and come and go to a prom that centered Black students and our needs.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, there is a prom this weekend. I will say in Detroit this coming weekend for Memorial Day, and we're talking about celebrations. I keep bringing that up. It is Soul Skate Weekend in Detroit.
Woo!
Soul Skate Weekend means, I mean, it is an international time for skaters all over the world descending on Detroit. And one of the events they have on Sunday is the Black Prom for the skaters that will be here. So that's going to be exciting. It's for adults. Like
Yeah.
I also love the reclaiming, like when you talked about what Brother Noel did. There are a lot of students who are graduating university this year. Those students were the class of 2020 who, because of the pandemic, didn't get a graduation, they didn't get a prom, they didn't. So I'm seeing a lot of them just kind of showing up and like really savoring graduation because
Yeah.
it's graduation season too.
Yeah, I mean, I love this conversation where we're celebrating celebrations because so much is really going on. The month of May is always a crazy time for me. I don't know what it is, but it seems to me like everybody has a birthday or a something, but mostly a birthday in the month of May.
Yeah,
Lots of people for some reason.
for some reason. I mean, today is officially Gemini season, so let it be known. Taurus
It's about
is
to get
like
crazy.
Taurus is you've had your time. Go sit down somewhere. Go go sit down somewhere. It is now Gemini season. And
Gemini.
so yeah, so I know people are getting married as well. People are there's a baby afoot in Toronto. No connection to me, but I always get excited when people are due around my birthday. So I inboxed that person today. I was like, hey, I hope you can hold out till Friday because
Oh, still no baby. We talked about this last week. Still no baby.
oh, for you, for Miss Pearl.
For Zenopia, still no
Yeah,
Zenopia baby?
no, still no Zenopia baby, but I did reach out to her today and told her if she could hold out till Friday, she'd have like the happiest baby in the world because, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think celebration, it's funny because even in talking about the prom when we're talking about the money, a lot of times Black folk we get a lot of flack. They're like, y'all doing too much. Why do y'all do too much? Why do you have a celebration for weddings like you over the top? Why do you have celebrations for the prom? It's over the top. Birthdays be over the top. Every funerals over the top.
Oh
Why
yeah.
y'all
Our funerals jump. Our funerals are jumping.
right? So we be over the top, and I think part of it is that it's in our DNA. It was a rites of passage to really celebrate the sweet parts of our lives.
Yes.
Not it wasn't rooted in our oppression. We come from a tradition of celebration. Bring out the drums, bring out the dancers. We celebrate when we are going from transition to transition. So whether it's from the world to entering the planet, celebrating every milestone in between, exiting the planet, we as Black folks know how to throw down and have a party.
Unapologetically.
And
Like I've said
unapologetically.
for years, people know I've been saying that my funeral is going to be the jam, right? The jizam. Like I'm ready. Like I got my DJ picked, I got, the dance routines laid out. And my kids are like, seriously, dance routines? I'm like, oh, I've got to have choreography. You better find a way to work the casket into it somehow.
So is this going to be like some kind of Weekend at Bernie's action? Is this what we're doing?
Oh, no, I'm not doing the choreography.
Okay. I was
I
like,
will be spectating from the ancestral realm, but you guys could at least like spin the casket around or something, decorate it. Yeah, something. Yeah, like it's gonna be the jam. But yes, we know how to celebrate. We celebrate some things. We don't ever stop. We can't stop, won't stop. We celebrate.
Won't stop. I mean, I think it's so important because if you don't celebrate, like, what is like to me, it is an acknowledgement. It is the way that community gets together. You knew I was going to throw that word in there. We get together to just, rise up. Like I am, for the first time in a long time, actually celebrating my birthday this year. There was, I don't know what happened. I was kind of like, I thought it was sort of self-aggrandizing to celebrate my own birthday. So I was kind of waiting for somebody to do it for me. And then it wasn't happening. And then I technically thought it was going to be a rites of passage kind of party, because based on my age, there are a lot of things happening that I'm looking forward to celebrating.
Yeah, there were some changes that you thought were going to be permanent by this time.
Right, because to be my age and to be, they actually call it the change of life. I was literally going through change of life. I was right there. I was like coasting into 12 months,
dying right now.
Sans menstruation. And I was like, yes, let's celebrate. And then Mother Nature was like, not so fast.
Yeah. Mother Nature was like, slow down, Kemosabe.
Slow down, Kemosabe. And I was like, wah, wah. So I'm celebrating anyway.
Yeah, we're not quite having the white jeans party, but there's still going to be a party.
We're not having the white jeans party, but I'm celebrating because I'm here. And I think just living in this crazy world that we're in is just cause for celebration. I have this thing in my room that says every day is cause for celebration. And I try to remind myself that even when things look, hard or discouraging or we're struggling with things, that there's always something to celebrate. I celebrate just like I know it's quirky, but I wake up, I pull the blankets up a little bit, I wiggle my 10 toes, and I'm like, yes,
they're still there.
They're still there and they still work, and today's about to be a good day, so let's celebrate this shit. I get excited about it.
Yeah, all right. Well, one thing, before we get into the discussion of frames and fashion tonight, it wouldn't be a celebration if we didn't talk about what's in your glass.
Oh, what is in my glass? Did I bring it? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Well, get your glass.
You can't find your glass?
I just literally had it in my hand. I have no idea what I did with it. Watch me kick it over. Watch me kick it over, because I will do that too. But go ahead.
I want to talk what's about in my glass.
Okay.
Ooh, isn't that a lovely ruby red elixir?
Is that what it is?
It's a ruby red elixir.
The ruby red elixir is elixing.
It's beautiful. Yeah. I love it. I mean, there's nothing that says refreshment and celebration and joy like a beautiful colored cocktail. But this is no ordinary cocktail. Why no? This is actually a cherry pop booster.
Ooh, what is that?
Cherry Pop Boosters is from A Plus Smoothies. It's a premium blend. A Plus
Right.
Smoothies, right? So this is a black owned company and they make healthy smoothies, and this is a healthy shot. Like you can literally go to their location in the West End of Toronto and do shots with your friends. They have the Cherry Pop Booster shot. They've got a delicious turmeric ginger shot. Like they got shots. Everybody, shot, 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 shot,
Shot,
shot,
shot,
shot.
shot, shot.
So this particular blend has a lot of nice different things like double greens, alkaline, antioxidants for inflammation. It's good for cleansing. It's good for digestion. It's good for energy, and it's diabetic friendly. You know,
I
it's
like
delicious.
that.
And the ingredients include cherries, ginger, pineapple juice, and lemon juice, all natural ingredients.
That's yummy.
Yeah, so I hope you will look for them online, A Plus Smoothies, and for sure I will tag them in the comments. I will also tag them in the comments so that you can be a part of getting these delicious elixirs, and they deliver.
Ooh, that sounds good. Well, I will tell you, even though I don't have my glass with me, you know what was in my glass because this
I
is
know
the
it was in the glass.
same thing that's in my glass every week, which I live for. I live for. I think we all live for this beverage, but it was water.
Yes,
Water. It definitely was water. Sometimes
nectar of the universe.
nectar of the gods, because we do need that. So I hydrate a lot. Um, I've been on a streak this time. I've been really drinking a lot of water, really feeling better. It's so great for my skin. My skin looks better. I feel better. My joints, it's like from being in the Wiz, put some oil on me. Water is like my oil. It keeps my joints like
Put some
moving.
water on me.
Yeah, put some oil on me. So yeah, that's exciting,
Yeah.
and that it's good. Like I'm so excited to celebrate. Like I guess I have my birthday's Friday. That's but I decided that I like the number that I'm at now. I like this number.
What
So
number is that?
right now, as of like this moment, I'm 5'5". I'm double nickels, and I like this number. I like this number. So I think I'm going to continue to hang around in 55. I think I'm going to keep saying I'm 55, not because people ask me, but because I just really like the number. Like I like it. And so is that bad? Like, can I just keep
Yeah.
doing that? I could do that till you're 55, and then maybe I'll move on from there.
See, I do the opposite. I do the opposite thing, because if I had my way, I would start saying that I'm 55 now because I always think, ladies, we should lie up, not lie down, because when you say to
I like
somebody,
lying down.
I'm right now, if I was like, I am 67 years old, these people would be like, damn, you look amazing. Like, what would I be trying to do right now telling people, like, oh, I'm 35 years old? They'd be like, 35, you are aging terribly. Right? But if I was 70, I would be amazing.
True,
So I'm
true.
always lying a few extra years up. I give myself that glow up all the
See this?
time,
You see this,
right?
Steve?
Oh, I should mention too that we have a few comments here. I want to make sure that I shout out the people that we have online. So I'm going to shout out Motion, and my girl Fatima is out there making jokes in the comments, and she's wishing somebody a happy anniversary. So like you can see, there's a
Oh, yeah,
lot of things
right.
happening. A lot of things
Well, I
happening.
was trying to. I didn't know if you wanted your love to be so public.
It's not. That's why we're just going to scoot on past that. I'm just mentioning it to mention. That's as far as it goes. And we have Christine Bedeau, who, ironically, Christine Bedeau made my wedding dress when I married my husband years ago. Right. And
Wow.
it's her birthday in May as well. And she's also wishing a happy birthday to Kija.
Where are you seeing all this? What is going on in my life?
Different screens. You gotta know how to work the tech. You gotta work the tech, right? So
Well, thank you, Christine, because I didn't see that. But I will say this, since we're on the subject of Christine Bedeau, I share a birthday with her husband.
with,
And so
with her husband,
yes,
do they
he and
both have
I
a birthday in May?
yeah, so but him and I share the exact same day for our birthdays, and that's always special. Like I'm literally sweating, having like I'm literally having a meltdown right now. But yes, we share a birthday, and I'm always pleased about that. You
I
know,
didn't know.
yeah,
And I guess that's also like a couple's thing, you know, like so many husbands and wives have birthdays in May together. Maybe it's because Taurus and Gemini, nobody can really understand them, so they better just stick with each other.
yeah. So my partner is also in May. So
Mm.
and the mother of our, like, there's three of us who have like six children together. She
Yeah.
was also in May. So celebrating in May, and our dad is in May. Like,
Yeah,
gosh,
right. And
right.
yeah, your nephew is in May, and trust me, I have one, no, not in May, but Gemini, right? But yeah, I tried to stay away from May because I feel like you were enough Gemini for me growing up. Like you cured me.
Yeah, it can be a lot. I
Mm,
know I can
mm.
be a lot.
You can be twice over. Like that's the Gemini twin thing. You are twice as much as anybody can handle in this world. So yeah. I used to date like that. Like a guy would, I'd be like, "When's your birthday? Okay, taxi, check please."
Right. So I do want to highlight some of the things I will be doing this weekend for my birthday. So if people are interested, if you're in the Detroit area and you're interested, woo.
Ooh.
So I will be skating because you guys know I love skating. I actually would, like, if there was a way to just walk around on wheels all the time, I would be on wheels. I love skating. So I'll be skating on Thursday night at Detroit Roller Wheels. I'll be skating on Saturday night at Great Skate. And on Friday night, if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, there is a play called The House That Will Not Stand. And it's by Plowshares Theater. And I'm spending my birthday night going to see that play. If you can't come on Friday night, make it your business to catch that play at the Carr Center. Black theater is so critical. It's the lifeblood in Detroit.
Tells
And
our
so,
stories.
yeah, those are our stories. But this particular story is a story of Black women. And it's around what was happening in the Louisiana Purchase. It's a fascinating story. It's actually also going to be at the Shaw Theater this year, that same production. But I encourage you, if you're in Detroit, to come and see The House That Will Not Stand on Friday night with me, because that's where I'm going to be. So, yeah, excited
I'd
about that.
love to talk about Black theater. We got to have a whole separate show about that, you know, and maybe we could have some guests because I know so many amazing Black people right here in Toronto who always produce amazing stories that just like underpin our cultural experiences, you know. So shout out to Motion, shout out to Nicole Brooks. Even right now, Roma Spencer is in
Roma
Trinidad, and her
Spencer.
play about Calypso
Yeah.
Rose just got extended
Oh,
for
did it?
the time that she's there. So things are going really well. I tell you, we're doing it up. Oh, and I want to shout out Kathy Clark too. I see that you're there watching and sending you so much love. Love my girl.
Absolutely. So it's exciting. This is an exciting time for Black theater. It's something else to celebrate. It's something else to celebrate. This last year, for my birthday, for my not for my birthday, for myself this year, there are two things that I invested in. One was I became a member of the Detroit Repertory Theater, so I am a season, like I bought the season, so I can go to the theater, Detroit Rep, which
Oh, you
they
got
get my,
season tickets.
yeah, I've got
I thought
season.
you
So
meant you were seasoned, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's true too. But and now I see how that fits together.
right. So I have season tickets. And then the other thing that I did for myself this year was I bought um, a year pass to roller skating at Detroit Roller Wheels. And so that was a way that I invested in my learning and myself. And I encourage you, like, do something. My wish for people, whether it's your birthday or not, is to do something that scares you. It scares the mess out of you. Do something that scares you. Something that it doesn't have to be like base jumping off of a cliff or anything. But sometimes it can be simple as I'm challenging myself to do this thing that I've always desired to do. Life isn't guaranteed. But what is this moment right now. So whatever you're doing right now that you want to do, you've always dreamt of, I encourage you to do that. Take that risk. Maybe it's taking an acting class. Maybe it's doing whatever. But hey, do that thing. And trust me, you will.
Yeah, sometimes do that thing that you never even thought of doing before. Great example, comedy. You know, I really love to encourage more of us to get out there and just try comedy. I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? It's a mic, it's a stage. You talk to your people and you just let it all out, you know? So if you're really looking for something to do that might scare you, but it's just like skydiving is a little bit too much, comedy maybe just a step below that.
That's right.
You know, come and
Hey,
talk to your people.
Patsy's on. Hey, Patsy, how you doing?
Hey, Patsy.
Yes. So yeah, so we've got so much. Like this show, just talking about celebrating makes me excited. It just like it really makes me happy.
But you know, something else that I want to bring up about celebrating, right? Which I feel like is a great segue, but it's always something that's on my mind. And that's about the way that we celebrate. We dress up sometimes and we go places. We go to plays, we go to proms, we go to fancy gatherings, we go to the BET Awards if we're lucky, and we, you know, like we go to things. But I find that many people think that if you're going to something fancy, that fancy can't include your glasses.
Right.
You know, people always think, well, I've got to get contact lenses
Contact.
or I've got to stumble around or it's going to ruin the look, you know. And it was on my mind because like I said, when my daughter went to prom this weekend, she had her full face, she had her glitter eyeshadow, she had her lashes, she had her contouring, she had everything, and she had her glasses. And
And
she
she was
looked
fire.
really, really good.
Yeah,
So
you cried, didn't you?
I did not.
I'm sure you didn't.
I
Okay.
did not. I'm incapable. I'm incapable of those outbursts. I'm not going to say that her father didn't cry, but I mean there was crying. I'm just saying I'm not claiming it, not
Okay.
telling any tales out of school and stuff.
There was crying. All right.
Yeah. So
Let's check
that's
out.
kind of the look that's the reason for the look we're going for tonight, because I know Fatima is out there in the comments talking about how I look good tonight, and I'm like, yeah, don't get used to it because I try not to make a habit of it. But when I met Fatima, I explained to her that there are about 4 times a year that I actively make an effort to comb my hair,
Wow.
and I think this is number 3. Like I'm coming up on every time Fatima sees me, I'm like, I've really combed my hair again. I think I'm gonna run out of my hair combing record. I may have to go 5 times this year.
Wow.
So
That's
tonight's one of those nights. So, you know, I was going for the mother of the clumps. This is the mother of the clumps afro. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. That's what I was going for with my rhinestone spangled glasses, you know, that can go with the earrings and the necklace. So I'm trying to give more of a celebratory look tonight. And what are you wearing, Keija?
well, I'm wearing my Diamantes. I call them my Diamantes, and you can see they're crystal all the way around there. So they're giving this crystal look. I usually wear this pair when I just want to be obnoxiously glittery
Are you feeling
and
diva?
a diva. I wore these to marry a couple last year because I just thought they're elegant and they're nice. I'm also wearing I have D earrings, but these D earrings made by my sister friend Yolanda Nichelle, may she rest in peace. This pair was a pair that she only made exclusively for me, and I really appreciated that. What I'm excited about is that as we celebrate her, we've just uncovered like a trove of some earrings made by her. So you'll be hearing about those soon. And then, I love this. I always love a nice halter-ish looking thing because I think I'm getting a collarbone again. I used to have a collarbone right here. And so it kind of gives that effect, like, it makes me look kind of butch. What do you call it? Butch body buff.
Oh, please no. No, you put that down. You put that right down and you leave it there.
So that's what I was going for.
You know, I think it's interesting, even before we get into our frames, our frames of choice for tonight, that we both have sparkle, but it's a completely different sparkle
It
because
is.
your sparkle is rhinestones or big stones that are encrusting. And my sparkles is no stones at all, but they're actually textured
Rivet.
where holes have been drilled and filled.
Nice.
So it's actually in the frame. The color is in the frame. It's not raised stones at all. So you can get a similar effect, but with a different approach.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like
I do like that.
All right.
All right.
Well, why don't we get started with these frames?
Okay, so now we have not discussed which frames we have picked for tonight, but Keisha is betting that when it comes to choosing fancy frames for fashionable events, she's betting that we're probably going to end up picking the same frames. And I say we probably won't, but if we do, we're just going to have to admit it. So
Okay.
we're going to have to see what we've got. So what's your frame number one?
Well, my frame number one is for me, I love going with a nice silver because of my silver hair. I think it complements it. So I went with this cat eye with the nice cutouts. It's silver, it's got some color to it, it's shiny and brilliant. Yeah, I knew it. And so this is my first choice for the evening.
Very nice. Why am I laughing?
I know why you're laughing.
No, you can't know why I'm laughing because lucky I actually did not order any of those.
Oh.
However, I also appreciate a nice silver when it comes to putting together an outfit. And I also chose something that had a similar cutout motif and a similar but not quite the same cat eye shape. And I chose these purple,
Oh, wow.
silver, and black cat eye.
Those are nice.
Yes. So just a little different.
I like that. I like that.
Yes. So similar, but not quite the same. But when you pulled those out at first, I was like, "Oh no, she didn't." But she didn't. So we're okay. So this is my frame number one, the stained glass cutout cat eye motif.
And Tori says, yes, I love that cat eye. Yes.
All right.
Right.
Number two.
Number two for me, I was inspired by the Champagne Life. You know,
Oh yeah, good music choices today, I have to say.
So I'm all, sometimes when we think we're doing high fashion, I think like less is more. So for my second frame, I'm going with an actual champagne color. So it's a champagne color, very nude, very nice detailing on the side. It's a nice tortoise on the side. It's a relatively wide frame, however. And so again, it's a nude. And it's like, so if you were wearing something, your glasses statement would be like very subdued, but still very classy. I love this. Again, a cat eye. It's very wide, and it makes a statement without saying too much.
I like that. I like that. Yes. I want to send a shout out to Stephanie Joseph from the Textured Natural Hair and Beauty Show. Looking forward to the next one. So for my second choice, I also chose something a little bit subdued because I know for myself, I tend to go a little bit crazy, right? As you can see from the glasses that I have on, like I don't do anything that's kind of neutral, but yet, we have so many different types of clients who come to us for glasses. So it's like, yeah, you got to have something that is a little less in your face with it. So I went for a nice gold and black square, geometric square, very thin. It's very classy. It's something that I might wear if my outfit was already doing a lot and you don't want the glasses to overtake what you're doing. So absolutely, these make a statement, but it doesn't scream.
Oh yeah, very subtle. They're correcting your vision, and they're just really stylish and cute. They're just subtle.
I think they make me look a lot more mature.
Is that what you're going for?
Yes. Yes, that's what I'm going for. These glasses say, take me seriously. These glasses say, yes, I'm a professional. These glasses say, no, I don't have bubble gum in my purse right now.
Those glasses say, I wonder if I take you home, will you still be in love,
Is
baby?
that what they say? I don't know if that's what they say, but
Okay.
I like them. So this is number 2. You know, a more sophisticated, thin statement.
I like those. Very nice. All right. So for my third pair, again, keeping it very neutral. I'm actually going to mimic what I saw my niece wearing because I loved her look. And so
Okay.
this is a nod to my niece and what she wore for her prom. It's a
Oh,
clear
yeah. Yeah.
it's a clear cat eye. It's got a beautiful shape to it, but just so lovely. It's crystal. So again, the shape is there, the crystal look is there. It's I mean, it's just a real classy look for a celebration. So this is
Very
my
nice. Yeah, I like the clear. I always mention every couple of shows how my daughter says that everybody should have a clear in their
everybody
collection.
needs, yeah, everybody needs a clear in their collection. I don't have a clear in my collection. Everybody
Neither
does
do
need,
I.
yeah, I
But
know.
I'm
So,
still looking. I'm on the lookout for the perfect clear. And trust me, I've tried so many clears and I feel like I'm just a little bit too over the top for clear. So I'm looking for an over the top clear that
clear.
matches my personality. And when I find it, we will do a show on clears,
All right.
on
So
crystal clear.
this is my third pair.
Very nice choice.
Thank you.
Now, my third pair is not at all like the pair that you just chose because I think while my second pair was extremely understated but classy, sometimes you want a pair of glasses that just is completely, trashy, but in a good way,
Like
right?
ratchet?
Ratchet? Is that a word?
Ratchet. Yes,
Yeah,
ratchet.
you need a ratchet pair. And this is when you want to make a statement where your glasses get into the room like 2 minutes before you get there. I thought these looked a little bit like a mask. If I was going to a masquerade, I could imagine myself wearing a strapless dress, a strapless black long dress, and actually having enough up top to hold it up without having to keep my elbows tipped in would be amazing. And then a bright, bold red lip, like this Juvia's Place Perfect Red, or like Lip Bar's Boss Lady, like with the black owned companies that just know how to pop the red. And then these.
Ooh. Ooh.
These, a bold tapered square with a nice gold and black pattern on top of the red.
I like that.
Hmm.
I like that look.
Like
And I
these
love that
are
color.
glasses
It's
that
bold.
make no apologies whatsoever.
Oh, that color is bold. I love that. Yes.
Yeah, you wear
And the
glasses like this when you want people to talk to you when you get there. These are not, hiding in the corner glasses.
wallflowers.
These are not sitting sipping anything by the bar glasses. These are middle of the dance floor, meet me out there glasses.
Cash me outside.
Cash me on the dance floor glasses. That's what these are. And I like them a lot.
I like those.
So that's my number 3.
Yes. Tori said that that red is making a statement.
Yes, it is. I don't know what I don't actually know what it's saying, but I'm here for it.
And hello, Victoria. Yay. So for my last pair,
Your last and final pair.
I know you've seen me in these before. I love this frame. Again, I sometimes feel like if you want to go low key with the jewelry and the necklaces, you could just have jewelry for the face. And so this pair, again, one of my classic faves, a throwback to the 50s and
Woo!
60s. Um, the bejeweled cat eye in
Ah,
black.
yes.
To me, this is just a pair that says everything. The jewelry is right here. I don't need all of this when I have this much happening here. I just need something simple. The glasses are the jewelry. The glasses are the jewelry with this look. It's a cat eye. It's a wide cat eye. So, for a lot of my clients who say they have wide faces, even though these look very dainty, they're a very wide pair. I think they're measuring at about 145
Mhm.
millimeters across. they're wide, but they're very dainty. So a lot of times when we need to have bigger frames for people with wider faces, I'm one of those people. We tend to get chunky. You can still be delicate and still have a nice wide pair. So these are wide, along with the champagnes are wide as well. So I love these.
Good point. Very nice.
Thank you.
Now, my last pair, my pièce de résistance, I was going to surprise you because I have a pair that you haven't even seen before.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this was a pair that I sourced this pair because I was noticing that there was a lot more happening with stones in glasses, and I wanted to see what these would look like, because you can see the ones that you have on now are a very chunky stone, and I wondered if there was actually a more laid back stone. So I found this wonderful green
Ooh.
disco kind of stone glasses.
Those are
You know,
nice.
the glasses, they look like when you see the neon around the signs that like would be over a pizza parlor or something.
Yeah.
These glasses say New Year's Eve. That's what these glasses are. This is not, every day to the office, but we're going on the streets tonight. There's something special going on. And so it's something, but it's not too much at the same
It says Mardi Gras to me. I love that green. The green is
Mardi Gras. Is it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like that, and I like the shape. It's
I
a
like the
square cat eye. It's not like you would never consider that a cat eye, but it does give that sort of a nice
It gives a
geometric.
lift.
It's a lift. It's really a nice, and the color is beautiful. It's really nice.
Yes.
And green always to me signals new life, new beginnings. I love green. Green is like
Yes.
money, all of it.
Technically, it's spring. So, yes, this is a nice spring green, nice stones around the outside statement piece. Jewelry for the face, as you said. And what I love about it is that it doesn't match anything that I have on, and it doesn't have to. It stands alone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like that. I
That's my
like
number
that.
4.
All right. So let's do a quick recap.
Quick recap.
So my number one, our number ones.
Number ones.
There you go.
Number 2.
Number 2.
And I think was your champagne. So we both did something a little laid back.
All right.
Right. Number 3. Yours were a little bit flirty, and mine were let's get dirty.
Flirty and dirty. I like it.
And then number 4. Jewelry for the face.
That's right.
All right. So remember, you'll be able to see all those frames on our Instagrams after the show.
Absolutely.
That you can see them more clearly.
Absolutely. And please, if you've watched the show tonight and you enjoyed it, just share it on your networks, where we really want to continue to build our friends, our friend base, our networks. We offer frames at affordable prices. We come to you, or we'll meet you anywhere. So, and I see Tori in the comments, styling her was one of like the highlights of my month. She was just so fun. And so have a party, have me come through, have Nicole come through if you're in the metro, the GTA, the Greater Toronto area, or in the Metro Detroit area. We want to work with you. We will style you. We will get you ready for that prom or that graduation or that birthday or that wedding or that new baby. We'll even put you something on, because I definitely, if I'm going in the casket, I need some nice frames here too.
Yeah.
Gotta
look good to the end.
Gotta look good all the way to the end.
Yes.
So
remember to check our social media so you can find out how to book an in-person showing so that you can see, feel, touch, try, and buy, and also what shopping events we have coming up. Reminder, this Saturday, Cups and Glasses is going to be at the Kajenga Wellness Fair on Saturday. So I will have information about that on my page. And then also Saturday evening, so this is all on May the 26th, we're going to be at we're going to be at a fundraiser. We're going to be at a fundraiser supporting young people who will be going to camp this summer to learn how to be pilots. And that's with the Dream Never Dies Foundation. So again, watch on our page for information about that.
Absolutely. And I'm going to be celebrating my birthday this weekend. So
Yes.
if you know me, even if you don't know me, send me a DM, and I'll get information to you. I don't usually put my like address where I'll be because like I don't want to be stalked. And if you haven't watched Baby Reindeer, like that's a whole nother talk show.
I'm terrified.
Yeah, terrified. And yeah, I'm celebrating this weekend. If you can't come to anything that I'm hosting, do me a favor. On Friday, hold space for me. Send a little positive energy my way. Let me know. Power of the mind is everything. I want to feel all that energy on Friday, and I want to tell you guys thank you in advance for all of it because I love you guys. You're awesome and you're amazing, and I'm so grateful. So thank you.
Thank you.
So with that, any last words, my friend?
No, I guess, well, not to say no. I mean, I guess, yes, I have last words. My last words
I
are,
want more. I want more.
I definitely want to thank everybody who was sending great vibes today and for all the days leading up to today. Shout out to my husband who are celebrating an anniversary of many, 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 many years.
How long is that?
A lot. How
Okay.
long is long? And shout out to Tasha Jones. I want to shout out all the bridesmaid posse because all of you are crazy. And I love you all. And it's been a really great time.
Sorry, I was a maid of honor. Let's just be clear. That's different from being a bridesmaid. I was the actual maid of honor. Let's be clear.
Not just make you the captain of the bridesmaids posse.
Maid of honor is like the two word, like bridesmaid and maid of honor, like they don't even sound the same. I was a maid of honor.
Got it. Actually, you were already married by then, so that would have technically made you the matron of honor.
True.
So if we have to be accurate, but yes. But anyways, big thanks for all of the wonderful energy, and thanks in advance for the energy that we're going to be sending to Keija and holding space for her on Friday for her birthday. Shout out to Christine Bedeau and also her husband Victor Bedeau for their May birthdays, and everybody.
And Tiffany Funderburk's anniversary on my actual birthday too.
Well, your birthday is a popular day.
It is a popular day, so I want to send a shout out to the Funderburks on their anniversary this year because they got married on my actual birthday. So yay to them, and I will see them this weekend as well.
Yes.
So everyone have a great night. We are off, and we shall see you for another week. Seeing is believing, another week in Funky Frames next week. All things working out.
Yes.
Peace.